trophy. But who rules ODI after 8 years? This trophy is roaring back. Why it matters, we'll tell you right here on the show. India has long been celebrated for its rich cultural heritage, its vibrant festivals. In recent years, another part of India has captured global attention: our rich textiles and our fashion. Indian fashion has broken barriers and it's become renowned over the last few years on the international stage, placing India firmly among the world's top fashion hubs. Today, the country's top designers are making waves in international fashion, with their beautifully embroidered pieces being worn by celebrities from across the world who flock for Indian designers for their show-stopping looks.
And it's not just one or two, endless of them. We are flashing them on the screen as well, blending traditional Indian artistry with contemporary sensibilities. Big names like Beyonce have worn custom Abujani, Sandeep Khosla, Cardi B, stand-in Gaurav Gupta as well, and the list is really long. As recent as Grammys is where we saw a lot of Indian designers in full showcase. But India's contribution doesn't stop at high fashion gowns. It's also a powerhouse in the textile industry, a sector with rich, long history in the country. India is one of the oldest textile producers in the world, and today it plays a significant role in the global market. The Indian textile sector actually employs a staggering 45 million people directly and another 100 million in related industries. It's the country's second largest employer after agriculture. The textile exports stand at a remarkable $34.43 billion, with projections going up to $100 billion by 2030, not very far from now.
Those are some astounding numbers. And India is also the world's leading producer of hand-woven fabrics in particular. It makes up to 95% of the global supply. So what do we mean when we talk about that? Cotton, silk, jute, these are staples, but the country's textile industry is far from traditional. Global consumers grow increasingly concerned about this big question: sustainability. And India's textile industry is adapting to meet demands for eco-friendly products like organic cotton, recycled fibers and sustainable dyeing processes. The shift isn't just a trend, it's a reflection of the growing need to align with this global environmental goals, this idea that we all need to become more friendly with the environment. So that means reducing global carbon emissions and obviously minimizing water usage. That's a key factor when you're manufacturing the fabrics.
So what's the future looking like? Well, the future of India's textile sector looks incredibly promising. High-performance textiles, such as those in automotive healthcare, think about that for a minute, aerospace, are becoming the important focus. India's advancements in material science means it's ready to lead in the development of specialized textiles for these industries. Additionally, technical textiles, those used for medical supplies, protective gear and industrial processes, all are seeing very, very strong growth. And this new demand presents fresh revenue opportunities and showcases how diverse the textile industry is actually becoming.
However, it's not all smooth sailing. Okay, so beyond those numbers, India's textile sector does face some challenges. There's obviously the constant fear of geopolitical tensions, inflation, rising raw material costs, international competition from countries like China. China's right on top. You've also obviously got Bangladesh. It adds pressure on the big question of cost efficiency and market share. But these hurdles also open doors for innovation and strategic expansion. India's negotiating favorable trade deals with countries like the UAE, Australia, the UK. The goal or the hope is that it will open new markets and reduce tariffs on exports. Additionally, the rise of e-commerce presents a huge opportunity, if done right, for Indian textile manufacturers to reach consumers around the world, especially in the emerging markets.
So, looking ahead, India's textile sector is poised to become even more significant in the coming years, with ambitious goals to double its contribution to the national GDP. It's currently 2.3. We're expecting it to go to 5% by 2030. The industry is positioning itself for success. Key strategies for achieving this includes improving operational efficiency, integrating automotive, digitization, expanding new markets, all of that. The regular rule book really. but particularly in Africa, Latin America and Southeast Asia, these are the regions that offer promising growth and new opportunities, and India needs to become a leader out there.
Right. Sustainability, we're bringing it up again, is also a major focus for Indian textile industry, and it will play a pivotal role in the future. So manufacturers are already adopting renewable energy sources, striving to meet global environmental standards, and there is a commitment to sustainable production methods alongside the ongoing innovations in textile design and manufacturing. And all of this is hopefully setting the stage for India to lead the way in the next few years in the global textile industry.
So, all that information means what? It means that the Indian textile industry is on the rise. Not just because of its historical roots, but because of its ability to innovate and adapt. With a sharp focus on sustainability, high performance textiles, and growth in both domestic and international markets, the Indian textile industry is set to thrive for the years to come. So obviously everybody wants to jump in on the bandwagon, but how to go about it? Who will actually flourish? How to understand and become and participate in this textile journey that India is unfolding? We've got Ujjwal Lahoti with us. He's the executive chairman of Lahoti Overseas Limited, also ex-chairman for Texprocil. It's the Cotton Textiles Export Promotion Council. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us on the program, sir.
Good morning.
Yeah, we were just laying out details for our viewers to sort of understand where India is currently in its textile journey, where it's going. But if we were to take your view at the moment, where does India stand in the global textile industry? What are we doing well, and what are the areas that need to be, work needs to be done?
I can say that India is second largest manufacturer of textile and garments, altogether after China. And our strength is cotton because we have huge raw material. Like we are almost growing 25% of the cotton, which is grown all over the world. And our share of exports in Indian economy is almost 9%. Because I think the growth is expected to be very good in future, because government is also coming up with nice schemes like production linked incentive like PLI, technology upgradation fund, and of course the PM Mitra parks, and these are all helping, and the FTAs which happened and which are in the pipeline will also help to bring up export to be more competitive with various countries, and it will help to bring up more exports in future. So I think we are on a growing path in a good way.
Mr. Lahoti, can you explain to our audiences, we know that India's textile industry isn't as automated as, for example, China's, which is our neighbor. Now, I want to ask you a two-part question. Obviously, number one, what will it take to modernize our production to make it more efficient? But tell us also, is automation inherently a good thing? Are there safeguards needed?
Automation is really required because to get the right quality on the cleaner fabric, or automation is required. But now the other developed countries are using AI in a big way, but it needs a lot of investments in India to get on this kind of aspect. But it would be really, that is the future. Eventually we will definitely need this.
Oh, Dr. Lahoti, Mr. Lahoti, beg your pardon, this is so interesting. You know why? Because currently India, which prides itself in handmade, man-made textile, the labor of love that goes into making some of the most exquisite craftsmanship that comes out of India, that seems to be competing with mass production, competing with fabrics which are for the future. So how are we to strike a balance in all of this, that we don't lose out on our cultural heritage, stand out in the world for what India can offer?
Our traditional fabrics are of course, doing. I mean, that is the heritage we have, but to it needs a lot of modernization, or the artisans, definitely need some kind of guidance from the government. And of course, the government has given some schemes like PM Vishwakarma, which are helping in this way to get it. But actually, it is not having more of the export market, but domestic market is, we have a huge domestic market as well. So it is going to be more in domestic market until we have more efforts or more kind of technology modernization happening in the heritage fabrics, I guess.
Okay, so back to the need of the hour seemingly being modernization. Can you tell us, if we could just shift focus slightly, textile waste is also a huge issue. How can India get better at recycling, at upcycling? We talk a lot about this on the Breakfast Club. And what's stopping the country right now? What are the roadblocks?
No, the more major matter in this is investments, because the investments in India in recycling and upcycling are not that high. It is required now. The demand also there for the recycled raw materials as well, recycled fabrics, garments from all over the world, which will drive this. And there is some unorganized, I can say, not so much organized sector for collection of such kind of waste garments, or getting the changing trends and the fashion getting out. But there is some need of getting more organized way of collection of these garments, and important is investment in recycling, upcycling plants. So it will help.
I see. So could you
And
also...
I think it is on the move. Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, please
it is
go
on the
ahead.
move, actually. Sorry.
No, go ahead, sir. We wanted you to go ahead. You were saying that it's on the move. I think you were saying it's on the upward rise.
Yeah.
Yeah, because now the demand is also coming from global market for all this kind of thing, and that's why more investments are coming in this area. So I think it will be growing fast. Okay. And now also PM recently said that we should do some startups in this kind of area. So I think people are getting very serious about it. And commercially also it is a need of, it's a requirement, a lot of demand coming for this.
Yeah, Mr. Lodhi, you're right about that. In fact, very recently, right here in the national capital, at the Bharat Mandapam, there was a textile expo that also saw massive participation, states participating, government participating, Khadi, of course, being the crown jewel over there that India is projecting. But the question I want to understand from you is, what will it take for India, this is now from a global perspective, for India to be not seen as just a hub for cheap labor, but actually being seen as a country which can project really luxurious handcrafted garments and even fabrics to the world? Because currently that seems to be the perception that we are fighting. Yes, there are Indian designers doing very well, but that's just niche.
Actually, like you said, Khadi is not now the Khadi, but it's more on the fashion side. And many designers are as well using Khadi as a fashion. And it is growing. Also, regarding I don't think now India is looked at more as a cheaper country, because
not cheap
we
country,
really
I meant hub for cheap labor.
We don't have any more that kind of pricing for the labor also, and we are developing a lot of modernization is happening for textiles. So it is crossed that kind of level, and uh, all over the world is looking at India as big sourcing for fabrics, more good of designs, and many designers are also approaching. So I think the shift is changing completely.
Okay, Mr. Lahoti, you earlier said that AI is being used in textile production, and I don't know if you meant it in a big way, but that's our next question. Can you just tell us a little bit about the exciting stuff you see taking place in India right now?
AI is a requirement nowadays in textile, because if we want to compete, we have to use it, because many other countries are using the robotic, the robotic quality check parameters and such kind of things. But of course, it needs investment. So basically, the textile in India is really requiring big investments, which is expected by the government schemes. And AI only the future is.
Can we just, sorry Mr. Lahoti, can we just ask you to break down for us how AI could be used? So what are the different ways one could use it if the investment were to come in? I understand that you're saying that Abhi, that investment is the bigger problem.
Yeah, AI can be used in like automation in weaving, like waterless dyeing, or many other kind of areas to make very smart fabric, like in technical textiles as well, for different applications. I think AI has a big list of how it can be used in textile, but it is required.
All right. So in conclusion, sir, I just want to understand from you, if the government was listening to you right now in terms of what is it that the industry really needs, do you want to conclude by saying what is the need of the hour? What can really give you a further push?
Beyond investment, which we've talked about to some degree.
Raw material wise, we are strong in cotton, and we are lacking little bit in the synthetic raw material, because we have our own produce, which is not very competitive, and we are not allowed to import the synthetic raw material. So we don't have a level playing field in this area. Cotton is very much grown in the country. So our strength is cotton, I can say. And until the government opens up for the import of raw material very easily. And I think investments are coming, the demand is coming. We are getting bigger shares in UK, US. We have almost 40-45% share in our home textile area, which is like quite large. And the growth, I can say the growth is pretty well. So we can expect in next 10 years, India will be one of the big, it's already one of the big, but it can be biggest textile global player.
Okay then. All right, sir.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you for illustrating that for us, Mr. Lahoti.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for breaking down for us the topography of where the industry stands right now, but also the important steps we need to take just to go forward.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you.
All right, that was all about textiles. Let's move on now. We've got another story that's got everybody's attention. The number of suspected deaths in Maharashtra due to Guillain-Barré syndrome went up to 11 after 2 deaths among suspected patients were also reported on Wednesday. Now, while the number of fresh cases has declined, health experts claim that the city, which is basically in Pune and around the area, will witness surge in numbers of death amongst the suspected. Now, GBS patients, so we thought we should bring you an explainer, and this will be a good time to talk about everything you need to know about GBS. Now, what is GBS? GBS is a rare but serious neurological condition where the body's immune system mistakenly attacks its own nerves. While it can be life-threatening, with proper treatment, more people recover fully or partially. So let's give you a closer look at what it is and how it happens and what you can do about it.
So this is actually a story we've been tracking for a while now. Remember when the cases first started spiking in Pune, we'd also told you how you can prepare yourselves. We thought it's important to bring you this reminder, what causes it. So what causes GBS? GBS is often triggered by an infection of some kind. The most common cause is a bacterial infection. It's actually called, and we're going to pronounce it for you very, very slowly, it's called Campylobacter jejuni. It's typically linked to contaminated food, but it can also be triggered by viruses such as the flu, Zika virus, even the Epstein-Barr virus. Essentially, after the body fights off the infection, the immune system mistakenly attacks the peripheral nervous system, causing inflammation and sometimes even damage to the nerves.
So what exactly are the symptoms then? When should you go and make that call to your doctor? The symptoms of GBS usually start with weakness or tingling in the lower legs, which can progress quickly to the arms, to the chest and also the face. So what you need to watch out for: tingling or numbness that can often begin in the feet and the hands. You may start to have difficulty in walking, using your hands or even lifting objects. It could be a severe case. If it gets severe, that is, the muscles involved in breathing can become weak as well, which may require medical intervention. Now, this can include aching or cramping in your legs and your back, and symptoms worsen quite quickly in the case of GBS, sometimes within hours. So it's important to recognize them, know that it could be possibly GBS, and make a doctor's run.
Okay, so when is it that you should see a doctor? That's always such an important question. If you start feeling weakness or a tingling sensation in your legs that you almost feel is moving up your body, or if you have trouble when you're walking, trouble using your hands, or even trouble breathing, that's when you know that you need to seek medical help right away. This is especially important if you have any kind of difficulty when you're swallowing, when you're speaking, or if you notice that there are changes in your heart rate or your blood pressure. GBS is considered a medical emergency. So if you experience these symptoms, that is good reason. That is your green flag. Get to the hospital as quickly as possible.
So what's the treatment then? So when you have reached the hospital, GBS typically focuses on managing the symptoms, as in case of any other virus that is, and reducing the immune system's attack on the nerves. The main treatments are basically first in plasma exchange, which removes the harmful antibodies from the blood that are attacking the nervous system, and second is intravenous immunoglobulin, if one is saying that correct, which involves infusing healthy antibodies into the body to help stop the immune system from attacking the nerves.
But the most important part that is important to remember is how you can protect yourself.
Correct.
So what can we tell you to harm not just you but also your family? Right now, it's important to note that experts don't know exactly why some people are developing GBS. There are ways, though, that you can lower your risk. And these, what we're about to share with you, are what is agreed upon in the medical community. Number one, get vaccinated. So what can you get vaccinated for? Vaccines like the flu shot can help prevent the infections that could trigger the GBS. Now, while there's a very small risk of GBS with some vaccines, the overall benefits will essentially outweigh the risks if you do decide to get it. We should also take steps to avoid infections. So practice good hygiene, stay away from sick people. And one of the key lessons that came out of when we first saw the sport in Pune was eat safely. So try to avoid eating out as much as you can. Eat well-cooked home food through the rest of the season. All of that can help you reduce your risk. Remember, early diagnosis and treatment are key to a better outcome in this case.
All right, so those are some of the things we hope you'll keep in mind that the team has put together for you to understand GBS a little bit better. So if you have any sort of tingling that starts in your feet, please don't say that, oh, I've had a long day. Go get it checked, go see a doctor and ensure that you're doing the right thing. On that note, we're going to slip into the first break on the program. On the other side, we will bring you a good chat, an interesting one, sitting down with Sadhguru to understand what his perspective on the Kumbh has been, and also all the entertainment news. Stay tuned.
Retirement can last.
We have the official confirmation now. Yatindra of News18 is confirming that Rekha Gupta has been officially announced as a leader of the legislature party of Delhi BJP. She will now be the next chief minister. This is confirmed, and first here on News18, our colleague Yatinder has just reported this. First time MLA, former DUSU president, formerly with the ABVP, somebody who spent many years in the organization of the BJP. Rekha Gupta, first time MLA from Shalimar Bagh in North Delhi, has been officially named as the next Chief Minister of Delhi. Arun Dhanta, my colleague, is outside the Delhi BJP office. Arun, it is now official, it is confirmed. Delhi gets a woman Chief Minister. Rekha Gupta is the next Chief Minister of Delhi. Please fill us in with the details.
Zata, as we've been discussing about this, that Rekha Gupta might be the front runner, because the messages that we were getting from inside, they were saying that Rekha Gupta has beaten everybody else in the competition and she will be the chief minister. But still, we are waiting for the official confirmation. Now, I've just entered the premises of Delhi BJP office, where the meeting, in fact, was taking place, and now it is confirmed that Rekha Gupta will be the chief minister of Delhi. As you've been also saying, that she comes from the Vaishya community, Baniya community, and that was the focus of the BJP in last couple of days. That's what the BJP leaders were telling us, that BJP will look for a Baniya community, a Vaishya community chief minister in Delhi. Of course, they have been supporting BJP, thick and thin in the past. We have seen, and therefore I think, they have rewarded once again in Delhi to a women and to somebody who comes from a Baniya community, and also, of course, from Haryana. So I think through this choice, BJP has given multiple messages. There has not been any chief minister of BJP as far as woman is concerned in the country. So she will be the first woman chief minister for the BJP in the country from national capital. And national capital, of course, though it's a union territory, but the messaging which goes through the capital is very significant. And I think BJP, of course, must have gone through all the nitty-gritties of it, and therefore they reached to this conclusion that Rekha Gupta will be the chief minister of the national capital.
All right, there you go. Those are images of the new Chief Minister of Delhi, Rekha Gupta, first time MLA from Shalimar Bagh in North Delhi. She unsuccessfully contested to be the mayor a few years ago, but now from first time MLA, she becomes first time woman Chief Minister. Remember, the NDA is trying to send out a very clear signal that they are backing women leaders, that women vote with Ladki Behan and the 2,500 rupee guarantee that they were giving to Mahilas. This is the signaling from the NDA, from the BJP, that they are going all in as far as women are concerned. You can also show celebrations from her residence. Rekha Gupta is now officially announced as the next Chief Minister of Delhi. This is a huge moment for the BJP.
Welcome back. You're watching The Breakfast Club. It's time on the program where we take you through stories from India and across the globe. Let's start with what's happening in Gaza. The United Nations, European Union and the World Bank have released an assessment stating that about $50 billion will be required to build Gaza following the 15-month Israel-Hamas conflict. The interim rapid damage and needs assessment estimates that $53.2 billion is needed for recovery and reconstruction over the next decade, with $20 billion required in the first 3 years itself. The conflict, triggered by a Hamas-led attack on 7th of October, you'll remember 2023, has resulted in significant devastation with more than 48,000 deaths reported in Gaza. The recovery will involve extensive rebuilding efforts, including clearing exploded ordnance and millions in tons of rubble. You will remember that Donald Trump has offered to privatize this whole exercise.
All right, and then we take you to Tesla CEO Elon Musk, who's set to launch retail operations in India by April 2025. According to a CNBC TV18 report, the company plans to begin operations by importing electric cars from its Berlin plant, with showrooms already identified in Mumbai's BKC district and New Delhi's Aerocity. Tesla aims to offer a budget-friendly electric vehicle priced around 22 lakh rupees to cater to the Indian market. Although the company has not committed to manufacturing locally, it intends to significantly ramp up sourcing of components from Indian OEM suppliers, with estimates suggesting that sourcing could exceed 1 billion by 2025. This marks a major step in Tesla's effort to expand its presence in India.
Flying out of Delhi anytime soon? Get ready to shell out more from your pocket, as fares are due to be proposed hike in the user development at the Delhi's Indira Gandhi International Airport. GMR Airports, which manage the Indira Gandhi International Airport, plans to increase these charges to support airport modernization. Airlines including Indigo, Air India and Akasa Air have voiced concerns, urging GMR to reconsider the rise. UDF collected from the departing passengers helps bridge the funding gap for airport operations, and if approved, the fee increase could lead to 5 to 10% fare hike on select routes, impacting ticket pricing for travellers across. All right, moving on from that, let's take you to the story that has been once in several centuries, as they say. The Maha Kumbh in Prayagraj, the world's largest spiritual gathering, is drawing to a close on the 26th of February. With only 6 days left, in an exclusive chat with Rahul Shivshankar on CNN News 18, spiritual leader Sadhguru shared unparalleled insights on the significance of the sacred event.
As the Maha Kumbh is concluding, Sadhguru touched on some of the biggest national issues, offering his perspectives that he shared with millions across India in this interview. He's also delved into the historical and spiritual importance of the Maha Kumbh. Take a look at this conversation.
How does the collective energy of millions of Indians not only impact the national character, but also the individual spiritual growth? You've been to 3 Mahakumbhs. So how is this impacted you, and what about the national consciousness?
See, when you say a nation's consciousness, we must look at this little more profoundly than just thinking, Bharat Mata ki Jai. That is there at one level. This was a nation before you recognized this as a nation. For thousands of years, people called this Hindustan or Bharat. Even when politically we were over 300, 500, sometimes over 600 political entities, but still we were one nation in the eyes of other people. You will be surprised that even today, both in Lebanon and Syria, there are thousands of women who are named as Hind, even today, okay? They are named after Hindustan, it's Hind. Because that was their dreamland, that was the place to go. Or maybe that is the place they came from and they never went back, so in memory, they are calling their daughters as Hind. So what is that entity, or if you want to call it as consciousness, what is that consciousness which made this land into one? Though people followed variety of religious processes, variety of beliefs, variety of spiritual processes, variety of political establishments, in spite of that, what is that one thing? That one thing is this aspiration that is innate in every life. When I say innate in every life, if that snake was defying that, I'm sorry, but if you try to restrict an ant, it will do everything to become free. That guy got a little too comfortable with me and he's not going.
Yeah, I was surprised that you were holding this green emerald snake.
So, any creature, in their own limited sphere, they want to be free. Nobody wants to be bound. In the human consciousness, this longing to be free is of a much larger perspective, that, well, when we are biologically threatened, we may think freedom is just this much. But once there is no biological threats of hunger, deprivation, war, these kind of things, our sense of freedom is we want to expand limitlessly. We recognize this not today, many millennia ago, that naturally a human being is longing to be free. But we are going in installments. But the ultimate longing is we want to become free from the very process of life and death. Because any process is a cyclical process. When we say a process, something is repeatable, it's cyclical. So to become free from that has been the fundamental consciousness. We call this mukti, moksha, liberation, nirvana, so many things. So this longing is so deep-rooted in the consciousness of the nation that today it is on display. Nobody thought nearly 500 million people will go just to take a dip. Tomorrow morning, are they going to be liberated or not, maybe a question mark. But the longing, it's the longing in a human being which is more important than whether you did it or not. Because once there is a longing, human heart moves in that way, you know. If you long for something very strongly, naturally you start moving that way. You don't have to every day think, I want to go here. You will start moving that way. So right now what you call as Maha Kumbh is a demonstration, a manifestation of that profound longing. And so many have not been able to go. The unfortunate incident in Delhi you see today in the railway station, this shows the longing of the people who could not go. Unfortunate incident where deaths have happened, but it displays the longing of the people who could not go. If nearly 500 million people have gone, probably there's another 250 million to 500 million people who want to go, but economic reasons, health reasons, physical reasons and various other reasons.
There are people, historians, in the build-up to the Maha Kumbh, and I'm not sure if you have read about this, but they have said that this Maha Kumbh has no roots in India, the ancient Sanatani heritage. That, and many political notables have also sort of added a few more layers to this, and they said that, you know, this has been appropriated by the government of the day, and it's turned into a stage for a sort of Hindu revivalism. How do you address this?
Well, vested interests will talk in various tongues. I don't think it's worthy of comment, really. We are giving too much attention to these things. There are some people who will say, this land didn't exist, they made it up. All right, what to do with those people? And maybe it's true geologically. If you go back many million years ago, maybe it is true. But these are vested interests who'll keep talking. I think, especially election time, people will talk so many things. You must give them that margin and treat them compassionately, because when you lost your ability to impress the people of the nation or people of your constituency and that you're capable of doing something, you resort to these kind of things, which is unfortunate for them.
This talk of… I don't know, the history sort of bears this out, but historically, how far does the Maha Kumbh take in our tradition? And are there references to it? I know that you yourself sometimes say that I'm not a scholar really of all the Vedas, etc. I haven't read them all. I mean, that's what you say.
Not read any, not all. I've not read any, so I cannot be talking about it, but references go back as far as any written texts go. Everywhere there is a reference. Well, there is Surya Samhita which is talking about this in a certain way. And the incredible thing is, today of course, the government is seeing it as also an economic benefit for the state and they're propagating it, advertising it everywhere. You see in every print and television media, everywhere it is there. But just look back and see, 1,000 years ago, who was advertising? People still went there. Why? Because there is no knowledge about astronomical arrangements. This knowledge is not new for us. One thing we invested very heavily, long time ago, before others even knew whether the planet is round or not, they did not know. People did not know whether Earth goes around the sun or sun goes around the sun. Even now people are… some of them are still debating, all right? So when nobody knew much about these things in this civilization, we invested so much. And clearly we're describing, not only describing, we're talking about the exact distances that today modern measurements are showing, that it's almost pinpoint perfect.
Okay, we're shifting focus entirely now. We're taking you to Huma Qureshi. She gets candid in an exclusive interview with CNN News 18's Shosha. She speaks on becoming an author and her love for cinema and where it came from. Over the last few months, several reports suggested that she has joined the cast for the third installment of the critically acclaimed Netflix series Delhi Crime.
One can't wait for that if it is true, but this has now been confirmed by the actress herself. We were all wondering. Huma, who was last seen in the comedy show Madness, India Ko Hasayenge, will play the antagonist in the highly anticipated Delhi Crime Season 3, starring Shefali Shah, Rashika Duggal and several others. Here's the chat.
Huma, we are at Spoken Fest 2025, and if I'm not wrong, this is the first time you're being on a platform like this. How was the experience this time?
I mean, yeah, it was really lovely. Spoken Fest is really, I've been saying it, like the cultural artery, the cultural backbone of this city, and it's so nice to see this kind of audience come out and like to be a part of a festival like this, which is pure about like culture, and I'm so happy and proud that I got an opportunity to come over here and talk about my book. And introduce it to people.
What exactly did you when this came to you? What was the first reaction that you thought? What did the author in you say to yourself?
I said yes. I mean, what a better platform than Spoken Fest to talk about my book, And I think some people had read it, and it was really nice to like have a conversation with them. It was nice to introduce more people to it, and also just tell them about like the reason why I wrote it, what my inspiration was, what I was going through at that point in time.
I understand. Huma, on the professional front, you've just announced that you'll be a part of Delhi Crime 3 as well. Was that an instant yes as well?
I mean, absolutely. I think we all were blown away by season 1 of Delhi Crime, and it's spectacular. With what they managed to create. And I remember it had come during COVID, and we were just like blown. And of course, season 2 was even, did more numbers, and it's just been one of those shows that have come out from India but have really sort of had a global impact. So it's been a huge honor to be part of it.
Anything that you want to say to Shefali ma'am?
Hi.
No, if there is one thing that you've drawn from Shefali, what would that be?
I think she's an amazing, amazing artist, and she's a lovely person. And I'm just glad that we got to work together. And I think it's also very inspiring, the journey she's had as an artist. And I really wish that, more and more people see her as like a role model.
True. On the other front, you're also a part of the third sequel for Jolly LLB 3 as well. Can you tell us a little bit about that? And how was the filming, at least how was the filming this time?
Well, filming is always fun with Akshay sir and Arshad and Subhash sir, of course. I also do Maharani with Subhash Kapoor. So, it's like family.
No, right. But can you tell us a little bit of Jolly? When can we expect it?
I can't tell you anything about Jolly. That's a question for Mr. Subhash Kapoor.
Of course, no, right. Tell us about Maharani. When this came to you, did you at any point anticipate this to be blow up to the way it is right now?
No, I don't think you can predict these things. I just knew that I was in a bit of a funk at that point in time. I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I wanted to rediscover myself as an artist. And I think that show literally came from nowhere and surprised everyone. And it is India's probably one of the most watched shows, and it just makes me very, very happy, honored to be part of this show. We're going to now start season 4, which is special, and I can't wait to get back on set.
Absolutely, no doubt. One last question before I leave you. If there is one thing to describe as how this year is going to be, without disclosing much of what you can't disclose, what can we expect from Huma Qureshi?
It's going to be a very busy year, and it's going to be busy in terms of shootings, and it's going to be busy in terms of releases, and it's going to be busy with my book and with family.
All right, from entertainment on screen to one on the ground, the ICC Champions Trophy 2025 is back after 8 years, and the battle for ODI supremacy is set to ignite. With 8 top teams, high stakes and intense rivalry, this tournament promises drama, surprises and unforgettable moments.
Often regarded as one of the toughest tournaments akin to, essentially it's compared to a mini World
Yeah.
Cup. The Champions Trophy features 8 teams. They're vying for a coveted title. India's matches will be played in Dubai. All other teams will actually be competing in Pakistan, marking the nation's first ICC event since all the way back in 1996, the World Cup at that point. Take a look, this is a report.
Intrigue, uncertainty and high-stakes drama. The ICC Champions Trophy is back after an 8-year hiatus and the action promises to be as electric as ever. 8 teams, 1 coveted trophy and 3 weeks of cricketing spectacle, and it all begins with a showdown between Pakistan and New Zealand in Karachi. Often regarded as even tougher to win than the World Cup, the Champions Trophy offers no second chances. With matches hosted primarily in Pakistan, this marks the nation's first ICC event since the 1996 World Cup. India, however, will play its games in Dubai, standing firm on its decision not to travel to Pakistan. The geopolitical tensions, the logistical hurdles and the last-minute preparations, this tournament has already seen its fair share of off-the-field battles, but all of that will fade when the first ball is bowled. And then there is the fixture that stops time. India versus Pakistan on February 23. Except nostalgia, emotions and a social media frenzy. With India refusing to play in Pakistan, Dubai will host this epic clash. For Indian fans, this tournament might mark the end of an era. Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma, two of modern cricket's biggest icons, could be playing their last ODI tournament. Will they script a fairy tale finish, or will this be the changing of the guard? India's head coach Gautam Gambhir is also under scrutiny. A Champions Trophy win could cement his position, but a failure might open up new questions. India may start as favourites, but this tournament has no guarantees. Australia, despite missing their star pacers, still possess the firepower to challenge. England, struggling to rediscover their dominance, will rely on veterans like Josh Butler and Joe Root while seeking new heroes. New Zealand, transitioning after Trent Bolt and Tim Southee, lean on Kane Williamson's steady hand. Can they finally secure a white ball ICC trophy? South Africa, the 4-hour dark horses and you may say chokers, will look to shake off their past heartbreaks, but do they have the mental steel to win crucial moments? That is the big question. Then you have Pakistan, the 2017 champions. Have the firepower to go all the way, but can they stay focused beyond their age-old obsession with India? If they do, their pace attack could rattle any opposition. And let's not forget Afghanistan, a team that has evolved into a genuine white ball force. Rashid Khan, Rahmanullah Gurbaz, names that can turn the tournament on its head. Bangladesh might have faded from limelight, but cricket has a habit of delivering surprises. Can they spring another one on the big stage? Only time will tell. The countdown is over. The Champions Trophy, after years of uncertainty, is here. History will be made, careers will be defined, and a new champion will rise again. Let's the game begin.
Alright, next we bring you a special segment on the financial markets powered by Money Control Pro, Money Control's premium destination for investing and business insights. Let's start with markets. Now, GIFT Nifty trades lower, sending negative cues for Indian equities today. Shares in Asian markets fell after US Fed minutes indicate that the rate cuts may not come in a hurry. Oil prices were little changed due to uncertainties on crude supplies from Russia and the OPEC Plus, and prices of gold hold firm at record highs on rising global economic tensions.
Okay, we're taking a look now at sectors. The dairy sector is witnessing good demand for milk as well as value-added products. Milk procurement prices are broadly stable. Value-added products like ghee, curd, butter, milk, etc. are seeing good demand. The better product mix and stable raw material prices are auguring well, hopefully, for profitability. You can log into Money Control Pro to find out more about India's growing dairy sector and various other actionable insights on the market. It's the premier destination for all investing views and financial insights that you're ever going to need, brought to you by Money Control.
All right, with that, a quick break. We are back with the movie that is breaking all records. Come right back to know what we're talking about.
But we have the official confirmation now. Yatindra of News 18 is confirming that Rekha Gupta has been officially announced as a leader of the legislature party of Delhi BJP. She will now be the next chief minister. This is confirmed, and first here on News 18, our colleague Yatinder has just reported this. First time MLA, former DUSU president, formerly with the ABVP, somebody who spent many years in the organization of the BJP. Rekha Gupta, first time MLA from Shalimar Bagh in North Delhi, has been officially named as the next Chief Minister of Delhi. Arun Dhanta, my colleague, is outside the Delhi BJP office. Arun, it is now official, it is confirmed. Delhi gets a woman Chief Minister. Rekha Gupta is the next Chief Minister of Delhi. Please fill us in with the details.
Zata, as we've been discussing about this, that Rekha Gupta might be the front runner, because the messages that we were getting from inside, they were saying that Rekha Gupta has beaten everybody else in the competition and she will be the chief minister. But still, we are waiting for the official confirmation. Now, I've just entered the premises of Delhi BJP office, where the meeting, in fact, was taking place, and now it is confirmed that Rekha Gupta will be the chief minister of Delhi. As you've been also saying, that she comes from the Vaishya community, Baniya community, and that was the focus of the BJP in last couple of days. That's what the BJP leaders were telling us, that BJP will look for a Baniya community, a Vaishya community chief minister in Delhi. Of course, they have been supporting BJP, thick and thin in the past. We have seen, and therefore I think, they have rewarded once again in Delhi to a women and to somebody who comes from a Baniya community, and also, of course, from Haryana. So I think through this choice, BJP has given multiple messages. There has not been any chief minister of BJP as far as woman is concerned in the country. So she will be the first woman chief minister for the BJP in the country from national capital. And national capital, of course, though it's a union territory, but the messaging which goes through the capital is very significant. And I think BJP, of course, must have gone through all the nitty-gritties of it, and therefore they reached to this conclusion that Rekha Gupta will be the chief minister of the national capital.
All right, there you go. Those are images of the new Chief Minister of Delhi, Rekha Gupta, first time MLA from Shalimar Bagh in North Delhi. She unsuccessfully contested to be the mayor a few years ago, but now from first time MLA, she becomes first time woman Chief Minister. Remember, the NDA is trying to send out a very clear signal that they are backing women leaders, that women vote, with Ladki Behan and the 2,500 rupee guarantee that they were giving to Mahilas. This is the signaling from the NDA, from the BJP, that they are going all in as far as women are concerned. You can also show celebrations from her residence. Rekha Gupta is now officially announced as the next Chief Minister of Delhi. This is a huge moment for the BJP, for the Delhi unit of the BJP. Remember, the BJP has been out of power in Delhi for 27 years. It had been 15 years of Sheila Dikshit, and then there was 10, 11 years of Arvind Kejriwal and the Aam Aadmi Party. And now Delhi gets its woman chief minister. Remember, Delhi's had woman chief ministers in the past. Sheila Dikshit was the longest serving chief minister of Delhi, a woman. Sushma Swaraj, again a woman chief minister of Delhi. Atishi, a woman chief minister of Delhi. And now, from first time MLA in Shalimar Bagh in North Delhi, Rekha Gupta becomes the chief minister of the BJP. We don't know who else will become ministers in this government, whether there will be a deputy chief minister. Tomorrow is the swearing in. So 3 other women chief ministers from Delhi, including Sushma Swaraj, Atishi, Sheila Dikshit.
Next, we take you to the video that we leave you with, the image we leave you with, the story we leave you with. that stays with you through the day. Today we're talking a little bit about the immense success the film Chhava is actually seeing right now. It's directed by Lakshman Uttekar and it's earned 179 crores in India after just 6 days of its release. Now, the film stars Vicky Kaushal and Rashmika Mandanna. The movie chronicles the life of the Maratha king Chhatrapati Sambhaji Maharaj and his battle against the Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb. On its 6th day, the film collected 13 crores across all languages. Now, it's produced by Maddock Films and Chhava has gained significant traction at the box office, becoming a major success in its opening week.
Well, this is some cheer Bollywood could actually do with, and directed by Lakshman Uttekar. Chhava is a gripping historical action drama based on the Maratha king, like we just told you, and it is played by Vicky Kaushal. Lots of promotions of these I have been doing online, lots of love coming in from rest of Bollywood as well. We leave you with enjoying some of the glimpse of it and maybe make your plans for the weekend as well. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
दक्कन का सिवा मराठों का छत्रपति इस दुनिया से रुखसत हो चुका है। अब जल्दी मराठों की जमीन पर भी मुगलों का राज होगा। शेर नहीं रहा।
Brought to you by. We have the official confirmation now. Yatindra of News18 is confirming that Rekha Gupta has been officially announced as a leader of the legislature party of Delhi BJP. She will now be the next chief minister. This is confirmed, and first here on News18, our colleague Yatinder has just reported this. First time MLA, former DUSU president, formerly with the ABVP, somebody who spent